welcome to the new Tom Bradley International Airport on our initial episode of Up, Up, and Away. This is the brand new Tom Bradley International Airport, LAX. We are headed to Thailand and Cambodia. We're going to see exciting things. Angkor Wat, home of the aliens. It's the aliens, right?
It's aliens,
okay,
totally.
Definitely aliens.
We began our journey with a brief stop in Bangkok, but immediately headed off to our first real destination, Siem Reap, Cambodia.
It's absolutely amazing to be standing in a 900-year-old plus temple, Angkor Wat, in Cambodia.
It was there we met our guide for our Campuchian adventure, Nok, who was stuffed to the brim with information about all the history and culture we were about to ingest. Not only was he a veritable encyclopedia of Cambodian lore, he was kind, funny, and not shy about sharing a tale or two from his own exciting life story.
You see?
It's
From the
highly,
wall
yeah.
and curve a bit out, a bit down, and out, a bit down, so took over. So, and whole complete.
Some of the temple's glories are obvious, such as the many statues and majestic but now empty ceremonial pools. But certain details you need to look a little closer to appreciate.
There's so much detail here. Carved into the sandstone, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of the goddesses that the women who carved all the sandstone here in Angkor Wat 900 years ago made.
But as is always the case with us, enjoying the many facets of local cuisine is at the top of our list.
It's always about the food with me.
What are you nibbling on?
This is a vegetarian spring roll, but this coffee is delicious. They call it white coffee because it's got condensed milk in it, so it's kind of like eating coffee ice cream. Look at how the nature reclaims what is hers. You just see it. It's like Dagobah up in here, and you can see off in the distance the entrance, the tree on the top. Some of you may recognize the ancient ruins of Ta Prohm from Hollywood's adaptation of the classic video game Tomb Raider, with its overgrown temples and beautiful architecture slowly being reclaimed by nature. What's up, Angelina Jolie?
What?
Tomb Raider! Swing, swing! So they're doing restoration here at Pre Rup, and you'll see that they've got a crane because the blocks are so heavy. Now, Giorgio Tsoukalos would say, if we need a crane today, how did they do it back then? And I think the answer is aliens. Ancient aliens.
Forget Lara Croft. As we wandered the ruins, we felt more like Indiana Jones about to uncover some important forgotten secret. We couldn't stop marveling at the place and taking pictures. Putting together our photo album at the end of this trip was going to be a difficult task.
These are some amazing ruins with the trees just growing right out of them. Trees and what?
Some of the most widely recognizable features of this area are the giant stone faces, which we'll get a better look at as soon as we explore the temple at Bayon. But unfortunately, we were fast running out of daylight, so Nak led us up the stairs at the temple of Pre Rup to watch the sun go down. With the sun set after a long first day, Nak invited us to a sumptuous Cambodian buffet, which was highlighted by traditional music and dance.
We took a longboat down the tree-lined river and soon found ourselves surrounded by an entire village held aloft above the water by a network of poles. The floating village.
In a real-life version of the blockbuster smash Waterworld, boats are the primary method of transport, although we wondered if cute scenes like this weren't just for the sake of passing tourists like us.
So we just stepped off our boat, and we are now in the most amazing treehouse ever. I don't know if you can see, but we're a story up in this floating forest in an amazing treehouse that's a restaurant. It's huge.
There was a zen-like quality here, and walking through the trees above the water was a meditation in itself. Even our hotel room was a quiet place for reflection.
And also above of the sandstone carving, just
From the floating village, we traveled to Lolei Temple, where despite years of natural and human interference, the intricate wall carvings still look like they were created yesterday.
Just down the road, we visited Pre Ko, one of my favorite temples. This Khmer temple honors Shiva and her sacred bull, after which the temple is named.
So right now we're standing in front of the beautiful temple Pre Ko, which means sacred ox. It was built in 879.
So while so much of this is in decay, so much of it is almost completely preserved. None of this is restored at all. Some of it falls away and some of it hangs tight. I don't know why. Aliens. Definitely aliens. Rather than drifting off to sleep, at night Siem Reap comes alive with night markets and street vendors. In search of souvenirs for people back home, we visited the Art Center Night Market. Night market or nightmare?
We decided our trip wouldn't be complete if we didn't risk our lives riding in the back of the ubiquitous but terrifying motorized rickshaw, the tuk-tuk.
As promised, the next day we visited some of the most recognizable monuments of Cambodia, the many-faced temple at Bayon. Here we are at the gateway of Angkor Wat or Bayon. I've lost count at this point. But we've just crossed a bridge that shows the famous tale of the sea of the churning of milk, where the good guys and the bad guys basically hold on to the naga, the snake, and they churn the sea of milk. Indra, I mean, it's all very epic. And this, you saw the four heads on top as sort of a symbol of this whole area. Rising out of the jungle, this 12th century temple boasts over 200 giant stone faces, and throughout its early history was altered significantly to fit either Buddhism or Hinduism, depending on the reigning religion of the time.
Ever fancying himself Nathan Drake, Yuri had to scale whatever ruins would let him, even if steps like these weren't exactly made for walking.
Ascending to Nirvana. Or at least the library.
Nock related many a history lesson that he pulled from the extensively detailed bas-reliefs that adorn the inner and outer walls of the temple. From early Angkorian Khmer daily life, to great battles, to mythological tales of gods and demons, by the end of our tour, our heads were spinning.
We even found time for me to take part in a Buddhist blessing ceremony. At the end of which, I was gifted a good luck token, a ceremonial bracelet tied around my wrist.
The latter half of the day was spent at my favorite temple, the much smaller scale Banteay Srei. It surely comes as no surprise to anyone that the many stone monkey sentinels helped endear this temple to me greatly.
The name Banteay Srei roughly translates to Temple of Women or Temple of Beauty, and because of its almost miniature proportions, it has been speculated that it was created more as a work of art rather than for actual worship.
Nock surprised us by jumping in on a performance already in progress and jamming with the musicians of a band made up of men who were all victims of landmine injuries. Turns out, he's a real whiz on the throw.
We closed out our Cambodian adventure by seeking out the monkeys that we heard inhabited the Angkor Temple grounds, and were very friendly to tourists bearing food. They particularly liked tiny bananas, lotus seeds, and my camera.
All in all, we had an amazing time visiting the Kingdom of Cambodia, and we're now all fired up for our next adventure, where we would encounter even more beasties: elephants, tigers, toe-nibbling fish, and the occasional fried scorpion. Thailand, here we come. And not a moment too soon, as these monkeys almost claim Terra for their own.